We are supposed there to protect our children.
Charged with murdering her own son, the mother who allegedly killed 11-year-old Jayden Lee Meek. Marching in support of top cop Mkhwanazi after his bombshell allegations against police, politicians and the judiciary, and the president's promise of yet another time-consuming investigation. And glamping for cheap tourism and saving the environment. Hello, I'm Jane Dutton.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent.
Justice for Jayden! Justice for Jayden! Justice for
Shocked and traumatized at the news that 11-year-old Jayden Lee Meek's mother is accused of killing her own son. Tiffany Meek has made her first court appearance in the Roodepoort magistrates this morning. She was arrested last week, nearly 2 months after her son's body was found outside his family home. Meek had reported Jayden missing, claiming he failed to return home from school.
We are supposed there to protect our children. I mean, look at an animal. Even an animal protect. They puppies, they kids. You understand my point? And for this, I don't know.
Deputy Police Minister Polly Boshielo says Jayden, who was found dead outside his home in Fleurhof, west of Johannesburg, died in a space where he was meant to be safe.
31-year-old Tiffany Meek, the mother, is charged for murder, defeating the end of justice, crime and injuria, and obstructing the cause of justice. This is in relation to her own son. That is so sad. We will be following this case closely until there is a successful conviction in this matter. And this matter, we cannot rule out the possibility of more arrests as investigations into the murder of Jayden continues. It is rather, ladies and gentlemen, very, very unfortunate that Jayden was killed and found in the very space where he should have been safe and secure, his residential complex.
Human rights watchdog Amnesty International says a judicial inquiry into the police must be backed by immediate action against those identified of wrongdoing. The organisation says President Cyril Ramaphosa has the opportunity and the power to tackle corruption within the state quickly and decisively, and failure to do so impacts the rights of citizens.
People in South Africa are tired of costly commissions that are long drawn out and lead to no accountability. The mere fact that another commission is being established is an indictment of our justice system and state institutions. We need to see concrete and enforceable action to fight crime, and not more processes that delay justice.
Despite Mkhwanazi linking senior police officials to an organised criminal syndicate in Gauteng, no action will be taken against them for the next 6 months. Last night, President Cyril Ramaphosa placed Police Minister Senzo Mchunu on special leave following a series of explosive allegations made against him by Mkhwanazi. Ramaphosa announced the formation of a judicial inquiry to probe the damning allegations, something the DA's Ian Cameron has likened to police capture.
You've got very senior people in the South African Police Service, amongst others, being implicated, but you're saying you're going to appoint a commission to determine suspension. In my opinion, the National Commissioner should already have suspended the relevant implicated people exactly for the reason of protecting the integrity of the institution and the integrity of the investigations.
The Mkhonto Wesizwe Party is calling on all South Africans to support KZN Police Commissioner Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi and have gathered in the centre of Johannesburg to make that message heard.
If we don't stand up as citizens of this country now and take this opportunity to really finally, put a clear marker between us and those who are against society, it will never come again anytime soon, an opportunity like that.
The party is planning another march this Friday to the Union buildings in Pretoria. Wits law professor Firoz Kachalia will act in Mkunu's position from next month. Forensic teams have been conducting final investigations of a botched hijacking outside the home of acting Gauteng Provincial Commissioner Fred Kekana in Western Area this morning, and also looking for a blue BMW which the suspects were travelling in and used to flee the scene. Both Kekana and his driver didn't suffer any injuries during the attack.
A white state BMW with a shattered window on the driver's side is still parked outside the residence of Acting Provincial Commissioner Fred Kekana in Western Area on the West Rand. Forensic teams are dusting for fingerprints and taking photographs of evidence being collected. According to Western Area Station Commander Jayden, the suspects fled the scene after the constable acted swiftly and opened fire.
We are now here at the scene with the LCRC Local Criminal Record Center. They are trying to get more exhibits from the vehicle.
Both Kekana and the constable did not suffer any injuries during the attack. Eyewitness News in the West Rand.
An organization that believes Sharia, the Islamic legal system, is the only way to save South Africa says it will be appealing the Electoral Commission's decision to reject its application to register as a political party. The IEC says the Islamic State of Africa didn't meet the required threshold for signatures required to register as a political party. And the IEC says it received more than 200 objections to their application, with many objectors highlighting that Sharia is inconsistent with the secular values of the country's constitution.
We need change to free our people and to create jobs again. I mean, just this year alone, in the first quarter, there was over 300,000 jobs lost in South Africa. So the Islamic State of Africa calling for Sharia law is the solution to all of mankind's problem. We are losing 27,000 lives every year, and it's increasing just because of alcohol and drugs and the casinos.
An organised crime investigation has led to a massive drug bust in Goodwood, in Cape Town, where two suspects, one from Tanzania and the other from Burundi, were arrested after being caught with drugs worth an estimated 54 million rand. Police say the suspects are due in court tomorrow after being nabbed in Goodwood yesterday.
The members expanded the search, leading to the discovery of 145 kg of tik and 16 kg of heroin found in the roof of the residence. The estimated street value is 53.3 million, bringing the total value of discovery to 54.3 million rand.
It's a big week for South Africa's G20 presidency when fiscal and monetary policy heads host the latest finance track meetings in KZN. The meetings have kicked off today, starting with the Deputy Finance Ministers and Deputy Central Bank Governors. Debt sustainability for developing economies is one of the priorities, with calls from the continent for solutions to address the crippling debt crisis, which is possibly the worst in 80 years.
The cost of cross-border payments in African corridors is amongst the highest in the world. Actually, it is said that the most expensive corridor is Johannesburg-Harare.
Some other news from the African continent. President Cyril Ramaphosa has offered his condolences to Nigeria following the passing of the country's former president, Muhammadu Buhari. Buhari died yesterday at the age of 82 in London after a prolonged illness. A former military general, Buhari was elected president of Nigeria in 2015. He campaigned on rooting out corruption and defeating Islamist militant group Boko Haram.
President Buhari's leadership brought the two nations closer together, and this partnership contributed to Africa's collective growth and development.
And Cameroon's president, Paul Biya, is running for an 8th term in office at the age of 92. Biya has ruled Cameroon for more than 40 years, taking power in 1982. If elected again this October, Biya could stay in power until nearly 100 years old, extending one of the longest presidencies in the world. And back home in South Africa, entrepreneur Gugu Sithole is using luxury camping or glamping to make tourism more inclusive and sustainable in South Africa. Through her venture, Glamping Adventures, she brings eco-friendly mobile tents to undervisited areas while partnering with local communities as guides and hosts. Launched in 2019, the initiative tackles barriers like high costs and rural exclusion, aiming to get more South Africans exploring their own country. Sithole recently hosted South Africa's first Glamping Expo, advocating for better infrastructure to support the growing industry. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to download the EWN app.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent.